Dear son, watching you grow up was a very special thing for me. I know it wasn't always easy between us, you know that. But the irony is that you remind me of myself. I always wanted to be independent, going out for adventures, just being free. But I didn't have the chance to do it. And maybe I wasn't even brave enough. But honestly, I think this is more an excuse for myself. I always wanted to tell you this earlier. Watching you become an independent and strong person is the biggest gift I've ever received. Keep moving on the way that you do, and never stop searching for the new. I am really proud of you, son. This is your life, your way. NORQAIN, Swiss-made watches.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. A very warm welcome to one of the most beautiful, most iconic places here in Switzerland. Why are we here? We are here to launch the new NORQAIN collection, Wild One. I am Melanie Winiger, and I will be your host for this evening. And you, ladies and gentlemen, you are very important today because you are the first people in absolute worldwide that will get to see this new collection. So get your phones out. Well, a lot of you have their phones out already, but for the ones that don't yet, pick your phones out of your pockets, get ready to take pictures, videos, post, stories, tag, tweet, whatever that language has as words. Do it all this evening because you are the absolute first people to be able to share this with a very important hashtag that I would like to share. The hashtag is hashtag NORQAINWILD1. So before we discover together this new collection, I would like to speak about the NORQAIN story a little bit. And it's really the story of an underdog, one can say that. And it's also a story that I think you can tell by starting with asking a question. Who in the world in 2018 needed another Swiss watch brand? It's not a trick question. It's a very easy answer. And the answer is nobody did. But as Jimi Hendrix said once, sometimes in life you have to be a little bit crazy. And that's exactly what Ben Küffer, Mark Streit and Ted Schneider did when they founded NORQAIN in 2018. One of the last remaining family-owned and independent watch brands in the competitive price range below 10,000 Swiss francs. This word independent for NORQAIN is really important because what comes with this independence? It is one of the biggest strengths of NORQAIN, and it gives them the ability and the freedom to work on their long-term vision with no pressure from shareholders, for example. This freedom opens up ways for new, innovative ways to build brand and community. Community that is very big with NORQAIN, we all know that, and very important to them. So, another thing is that, I don't know if you know that, but I guess that you do, the mechanical watch is part of our Swiss culture. And so for NORQAIN, it has also become kind of a little bit of a mission also to be able to transport this passion to the next generation in Switzerland, but also around the world. So we talked about how the story started in 2018. Now we're going to fast forward 4 years to now. And what happened? I would say that the craziness definitely paid off because 4 years later, I'm sorry, it's very hot up here. NORQAIN is distributed in 30 countries, has over 165 retailers around the world, and including 2 flagship stores, one here in Zermatt and one in Singapore. So as we said, NORQAIN is about the challenge and is about going your own way in life. And that's their claim is your life, your way. And as we know, lots of brands, most brands, all brands, have a claim. But a claim stays a claim if you don't really live it. And I really think that at this point we can say that NORQAIN is not only a brand, but a family that lives this claim so that it's not a claim anymore, but it's a way of life. And I'm really proud and really happy to welcome a gentleman up on stage here next to me, also because I'm a very introverted woman. I don't like to be alone for a very long time. So I'm very happy that he's going to join me up here on stage, and he definitely lives his life his own way. Ladies and gentlemen, NORQAIN founder and CEO, Ben Küffer. So Ben, if I can ask you to sit in my nice little living room that I have prepared. Great living room, huh? Comfortable?
Beautiful, beautiful.
So before we start any question answers, how do you feel tonight, looking around 4 years after I told about the story, little details a little bit? How do you feel right now?
Very proud, very happy. I see a lot of faces. Slowly the smoke is going away, so I can actually tell who's here. No, it's a very special moment for us tonight. After 4 years, it's a dream come true. So thank you for everybody who's here, and I'm really excited for tonight.
Even I'm excited.
That's good.
And I just joined this family, so that means a lot. And I see a lot of people that are actually like positive and happy. It's like, it's a great thing. You don't always see that, I have to say, from my perspective with my job. It's not always this way, so we got a great start here.
You were referring to this corner, that's my family.
No. Not only the family, I saw happy faces. You have a huge family,
yeah,
because happy faces all over there too.
Great.
So either you have a really big family or people are just happy in general. Positive people, happy people.
Thank you.
So I was talking about how Jimi Hendrix said that sometimes in life you got to be a little bit crazy. So you are the crazy dude, or guy, or person that had this idea in 2018. What? Not why, because we know now why. Everything pans out in the end. But what was the moment where you said, okay, I'm going to pick up this challenge and I'm going to do this?
You know, there were several moments for me, actually. I think one of the key moments was definitely I was brought into that situation because I was working at a company where there was a change of ownership. Mm-hmm. So that happens, not bad. So I came into that, but 2 weeks before that, my son Ryan was born. So, I feel that a lot of things are changing here. And I started to talk to my wife, and I said, somehow, looking at the watch industry, I feel like there's a mission for me to do something below 10,000 Swiss francs. Mm-hmm. Why? Because I'm a huge fan of independent brands. So I cheered them on already earlier, MB&F and all the guys. But they were all in the higher price range. And I felt like for us, the younger generation, it would be our role to found a Swiss watch company that can pass on that passion for the watches to the next generation. And that's the price range below 10,000 Swiss francs, obviously. So that was really the moment that I felt. I spoke with Mark and Ted. Mm-hmm. The first reaction was mezzo.
Are you insane?
Yeah, well, it's normal. And then I started to explain why I thought it was this important. And in the same moment, both said, okay, you know what, we're going to do it. And we're going to launch this brand, and we think we have a clear, mission, and the mission helps to have the passion.
Yeah, and you definitely all really have passion for this. Just something out of context that you were saying before. So you had your son Ryan with your wife.
Yes.
And at the same time, you thought to start up a new brand. Other people don't know where to start with themselves when they have a child. So do you have a surplus of energy hidden somewhere? Do you have a secret somewhere that you would like to share with us all?
Energy has never been my problem, let's say it like that. I do have a lot of energy, but it's also that I think, at the end, when you have your family, you start to realize that, one day you're going to tell your story. And it felt for me like I wanted this more special story than the one that would just be, me joining a brand that is already, everything is done and there's nothing, there's just minor work to be done and we're shaping the future. They're all beautiful brands, but I felt like I wanted to have my own story. And I'm super proud, of course, today to see where this has led us. It was a huge risk. Everybody knows it. 2018 was tough. There were more no's than yes. And I'm really happy, you know, tonight some of the retailers who have trusted us from the first minute. I think I see Roger, Schweizer over there, Bucher, Oro Canada, all the retailers, you know, that pushed us and helped us. That
and
was
believed
really,
in you
and believed in us, you know. That was where we took the energy. And we really said, you know, if there are some people that believe in us, then who are we not to believe in ourselves?
That's, we could stop the interview right now. That's such a nice end phrase, but we're not going to stop.
Good.
How do you feel with the development of the brand?
The development of the brand makes me proud because I think after 4 years, you know, we had a lot of things that we couldn't, of course, see coming. Talking about COVID, of course, 2 years of COVID crisis. I know it hit everybody very hard, but for us, of course, also it was quite tough. Especially that we were just celebrating a great 2019. I feel like we were still high-fiving when the COVID crisis hit us, and so it was tough, but at the same time it was our advantage. We talked about it earlier, you know, we had that small speedboat in a big storm, and it felt like we could adapt quickly to things that were changing all the time, lockdown, not lockdown, you know, and so that was a big advantage for us, and the development of the brand, COVID helped our company. One thing is, of course, why we're here tonight. I also met Jean-Claude during COVID. But it was also, in general, just a great time for us to really reflect who are we as a brand after this great start. We've built like a small base. And who do we want to be in the future?
So we were talking a little bit, we keep on hearing a little bit about the mission of NORQAIN. There's lots, and I don't have to tell you that, but there's lots of watch brands in general, Swiss watch brands. What is the main, or what are some of the missions that NORQAIN has in the Swiss watch industry?
You know, I think it was to really play this role of talking to the younger generation and being an additional offer for watch collectors in that price range and offer them, you know, funky designs, good-looking watches, and since today also innovation. That's really the role that we want to play. So, of course, our mission to pass on to the next generation is a beautiful one that I really enjoy. We do have a lot of young customers that also buy NORQAIN, but in general, our average age is quite normal in the industry. Of course, it's still a couple of thousand Swiss francs, so we still have a customer who is well established, I would say. But we do have, I guess, more younger customers than other brands, and that's a beautiful thing because for us, we know that the Swiss watch is part of our culture, and so we see it as our role to pass that on to the next generation.
We always hear about the community. The community is really big, and it's very important for you to build this community, the NORQAINers. Right? Yes. So what space does that take in the whole thing? Like, how important is this community to you?
It's the backbone of NORQAIN because My Life, My Way is really the way, you know, it gave me the strength to believe in NORQAIN. On tough days, I would always say, okay, you know what, My Life, My Way. We have to get over this and the next day will be better. And so it's the backbone of our company, but at the same time also it was super important for building the brand because we had people buying into the brand saying, hey, NORQAINER, My Life, My Way, or just NORQAINER. And it felt like they were expressing that they trusted a 3 or 2-year-old company and they paid, you know, they trusted us with their money to deliver them something that is for them valuable. And I think that's NORQAIN. You know, we managed to engage people to buy into our brand, not only on the product, but also on our values, on who we are as people, that we love what we do. And that was, so NORQAINER is really a big part of NORQAIN.
You really managed to transmit the passion. That I can say for myself as well, and that's probably also one of the things that works in this whole community, I would say.
Thank you.
So 4 years, we talked about the history of the underdog becoming the overdog.
No, still an underdog.
No, we're still
I like
on the
being
way,
an underdog, by the way.
Yeah,
it's nice. People don't look at you.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's great.
So, but it's still 4 years. It's not a super long time, but it's still a time that you guys spent in a very difficult period of time for the entire world. So I'm not going to talk with you about the negative stuff because we belong to the positive people. We think positive. We don't talk about negative. So what are the moments that you will always remember in these 4 years, if there are any, that you can just like make them stand out and say this and this was really important to me?
There were a lot of highlights, to be honest. I mean, for me, definitely 2019, just feeling the trust of the first Swiss retailers that were friends and really, you know, encouraged us. them selling watches.
Yeah.
Quite a nice feeling too. You know, seeing them in Basel and saying, guys, how is it going? We obviously knew we have a great sellout tool, so we knew how it was going. But we were engaging with them, you know, and we felt we have something. And then in Basel, Bourquard confirmed, Wempe confirmed. We started to get really big retailers trusting NORQAIN, seeing our mission as a chance. Of course, for us, a huge opportunity to be part of their journey, because they have leading stores around you know, their countries, but also they saw the potential in NORQAIN, which made me very proud, because at that time we were 3 months old. So that was the first great start. Then Tennessee, 2020. That was, you know, for me, that was just an amazing moment to be able to offer our customers manufactured calibers as a 2-year-old company. So we had the GMT and the 3-hand, and still today, you know, it's such a great movement. We're so proud of it, and it's also in the collection that we're presenting today. And 2021, after 2 years of COVID, it was definitely the opening of the boutique. And I told you before, like, we opened the boutique on December 1st. My family, we come to Zermatt quite often. And we had everybody in the store around the 26th to the 31st, just helping out, because we had only 2 people at the time in the store. And luckily for us, there were a lot of people coming by the store. So we had my mother, who often just said hello and then passed on to anybody else from the team.
That's a very important moment, by the way.
Yeah, and I was hiding my kids behind the bar, which was also good. We were trying to, but that really was for me the moment I said, that's what I look at, a family-owned company. That's the way it should be. Everybody had a great time, and most people were talking to me that didn't know who I was. Like, eventually I would then say, by the way,
I'm the one that did this whole thing.
Yeah, I didn't say like that, but yeah.
But it's also a good way of showing, like, family-owned, but also like a very positive, they're always smiling, as you said before, a very positive, helpful, supportive family is a backbone.
It's a backbone.
Without them, you can't do anything.
And that was a great moment after 2 years of COVID to feel, you know, everybody's happy. We have this store from, you know, Serge, our boutique director, doing a great job here in Zermatt. So it felt like a great moment. And then 2022, well, not a surprise. This is in general, the most special moment for me tonight, because I get to have everybody here that I've known for a long time, that has supported us. I just see Marco Galli. He was by the first sales that we had. The very first Freedom Chrono that we sold was in Galli, Zurich. So that was a special moment for us too. And so, yeah, tonight, of course, meeting Jean-Claude Biver in 2020, and tonight having the Wild One launch. It's for me the absolute highlight to celebrate it with all of you, and that's my highlight.
You feel like a little kid on Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Yeah, you look like a little kid, like on Christmas Day.
Thank you. I wanted to say, but that's because I'm sitting with you.
Well, I don't know about that. You were talking about Jean-Claude Biver, and it's really funny how I do not come from the watch industry at all, but this is one of the men that I met when my life started a long time ago, but my career life, let's say it like that, started, and I was 17 years old, and he was like a guidance for me from the beginning. And I remember this is a really funny story, because he was the mastermind behind this. We were working for Omega.
Yeah.
We're allowed to say Omega here without having stuff thrown at me. We were working for Omega, and I had, you know, these Cindy Crawford things that you used to see, like My Choice, those ones. Not My Life, My Way, but My Choice. Yeah. And I had these autograph pictures and stuff, and we went to Shanghai. And I knew that I was representing Omega for Switzerland, but I didn't know what they had done. We arrive in Shanghai, and there's literally posters of me in the whole city. And they told me that I had to give some autographs, and people were standing in line around blocks. And I kept looking at Jean-Claude going like, they don't know who I am. What are they standing in line for? And he was like, yeah, but they don't know that. And I was carried out on this carriage looking like Cleopatra. It was hilarious. And it's honestly one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life. And only a guy like him can basically come up with ideas like that.
Absolutely.
And
I fully agree.
Yeah. And hanging with him and his family was always one of the best times. So this is a very special moment, even for me, that is not fully as much in the watch industry as you are. But put your hands together for one of the best men that I have ever met in my life, Jean-Claude Biver. Hoppala. I want to give you a hug anyway, even if we saw each other before. So did you see how I spoke highly of you? It's crazy, yeah?
I noticed it. Now it's my turn.
No, don't say anything. Those are things we will never talk about with anyone, ever. So it's great to have you here.
It's great to have you back here, yes.
Back in the watch industry.
When we were in China, I never thought we would meet a couple of years later in Zermatt.
I know. Couple, just a few, like two or
Just
three.
a few.
Just a few. But
you look like yesterday.
yeah, I don't feel like yesterday, but thank you so much. Okay, so Jean-Claude, first of all, thank you very much for finding the time to come here. And Ben was talking about it a little bit before, how you guys met. He said that you met during COVID. And I would like to know, how do you meet a guy during the COVID crisis? Why do you meet during the COVID crisis? And how did you hear for the first time about NORQAIN? And what made you make the move to like sit with him?
First, we must know that a crisis has always opportunities.
True.
And during a crisis, everybody speaks negatively, everybody is afraid, and nobody tells people, but there are also opportunities. And I had one big opportunity, was to meet my friend. And I was engaged psychologically, but also in real, to help the new generation. You know, I'm 73 years old. It's time for me not to do anything for myself, but to do for the next generation. And in the research of young people that are dynamic, that are entrepreneur, that have a good mentality, that have a lot of willness, I met, of course, Ben. And Ben was in the same business than me, in the watch business. So I said, that's fantastic. I will concentrate now all my help in order to diversify. I will put it into Ben's company. That's how it started.
So the first time you guys saw each other, you met in Nidau. I always have to laugh because it doesn't sound very romantic. We met the first time in Nidau. But I've been told that it's an amazingly beautiful place. I haven't seen it yet.
It is.
But they met in Nidau. And then when you talked to Ben, you must have felt also the passion that he has for all of this. But what is like where do you see this brand going? Where do you see, what's the, tell me the word. I'm looking for this word and I can't find it. The potential.
The potential of the brand is enormous because the potential is proportional to the customer. If you have old customers like me, the potential is reduced. If you have young customer like Ben, the potential is great. And that's the biggest advantage of NORQAIN. They have a very young and a very faithful community. And this community will grow. They will make more money, they will buy more. That is why I really believe in that, in this company.
So, Ben, I have to ask you a question too. I've heard rumors that when you work with Jean-Claude, you get emails very, very late at night and very, very early in the morning. So, is that true? And in that case, Jean-Claude, are you a vampire? Or do you ever sleep?
If I can tell you the story, when I was young, 40 or 50 years ago, I one day met Monsieur Delamura. He is conseiller fédéral, I don't know how you say it in English, one of our ministers, and he gave me an appointment at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I was asking him for money, subvention, because I was influenced by the French. I'm living quite close to France, and they are used to subvention. And we are used in muscle, make myself, don't ask subvention. But I asked the subvention. And he gave me an appointment at 5 o'clock in the morning. I went there, and he said, Biver! He said like this, Biver, do you know why you are here this morning? I said, yes. I are asking for a subvention. No, that's not the reason. I will explain you now the reason. Imagine that you work every day, you start at 5 o'clock in the morning. Yes, sir. And imagine all your competitors, they start at 7. which means every day you have 2 hours ahead of your competitors. And imagine you work only 300 days in the year. The 62 days you keep free, 300 days. Every day you do 2 hours more. That's 600 hours at the end of a year. At 40 hours per week, that's 15 weeks. You see now why you don't need money. You only need to get up early. Ciao, Biver.
So
I swear, he said, ciao, Biver. It was 7 minutes past 5.
and you were
And
done.
I was at the La Place Centrale of Lausanne, and I said, what do I do now?
If
I go home, my wife will say, why do you wake me up 2 times in the same night? So I said, I go to the railway station and I will drink a coffee. At the railway station, somebody, a team, maybe Lausanne, had won the ice hockey, and people were shouting, singing, where are les Lausanne, etc. I said, I don't care, I cannot go there. So I went to the factory. And it was the first time in my life that I went to my own factory at 5 o'clock in the morning. And since then, I have been doing this. I stopped 2 years ago. But now I cannot sleep much longer than 5:30. But at least I don't have the wake up. I don't have the wake up.
Okay, so that's your explanation. And how is that for you, though? Kind of interested now in how it feels for you when
Well, I have a
you have
great
him at 5
advantage.
o'clock in the morning
Yeah,
going
no,
like,
but I
where
have
are
an
we at?
advantage. I have 2 kids at home that get up very early. So I wake up to Jean-Claude's email and to Zaya screaming. It's my mix of mornings. So it works for the moment very well. No, but Jean-Claude, it's true that he has a different work agenda than most people. And it's a great role model also, how much effort goes in. And even now, it's not different. Like, I can call Jean-Claude anytime. I call at 7, I know he's awake since 2 hours.
Okay, great. Sounds like a really harmonious family.
Yes.
But working together also must be sometimes. I mean, I can imagine that you have both positive thinkers, but you both have characters. How can we imagine seeing you guys discussing about something?
We are like brothers. I believe I met him maybe 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. Because we have the same mentality. I believe in the spiritual. I believe in what you cannot see.
Yeah.
And you cannot see that we are the same. Mm-hmm. Same mentality, same soul, same love, same passion, same willingness, same honesty. We are just the same. And it's very rare that you meet somebody that is 50 years younger than yourself, and he is like you. And he gives me youth every day. Every day I get younger thanks to him.
We had a first meeting. I remember Jean-Claude came to the office and we had open discussion. He challenged a lot. Like still today, Jean-Claude's role is not to tell me well done. Jean-Claude's role is to tell me what he thinks we can do better. Mm-hmm. And that's the relationship we have. And it's a fantastic, for us, it's a huge opportunity and it's fun because we laugh. We really he challenges me and he says, why didn't you do it? And then I'm here to then, make it happen. And 2 weeks later, I call him and say, Jean-Claude, when you come next time, it's already done. Mm-hmm. So this kind of spirit that we have in our company is really great. And of course, Jean-Claude, for me, we laugh a lot. And that meeting, he walked out of the office door, the door closed. And I told my team, I said, if that man is not coming back quite quickly, I don't understand anything anymore. Because we had so much fun. And I just told him, I think we had a great feeling. We texted each other after the event. And I said to him, that everybody had a great time when he was here. And he wrote back immediately that he felt the same way. And that's when it actually started. The whole collection was that day.
But was that also the reason why you accepted or why you wanted to be part of the board at NORQAIN?
I wanted to be part of the board because of the man. It's not to watch. He is important. And everything will start by him. So he is the guy you should try to understand. You should share his ideas. So I went to NORQAIN because of the man. And secondly, I went to NORQAIN because I want to help the new generation. I did enough for me. At 73, what more do I want? I want just to help the new generation, to leave something, to give back. In life, you must always try to give back.
During all of your time in these 73 years, you've often also spoken about the importance of the independence of the Swiss watch industry. So how do you see that now? How important is it? What kind of a placeholder is it in the watch industry?
I see huge potential for the independent, more potential than ever. The independent exists since 40, 50 years, but now they are coming to a peak. There is more and more demand for specialities, for watches made differently, that a watch that not everybody wears on the wrist, etc. There are many, many reasons, and I really think he is in the right direction. We need independent brands because the customer needs this. Independent brand also give special service, special treatment, a human relation. You don't buy necessarily in a shop. Maybe he comes to your home, he brings with a suitcase, he shows you the watch, etc. There is more than just selling in a shop.
So this talks a lot towards also the spirit of NORQAIN, but we are here to show a whole new collection, the Wild One, and talk a little bit more about that now. Let's start introducing this new collection that everyone wants to see. How was it developing this? How did the idea come about? Just
it started with a challenge, with Jean-Claude visiting us, looking at the collection, saying, "Okay, great base, great start, high quality finishing, nothing to say, but you're doing what the brands are doing in this price range. You can say it's maybe nicer or less nice, but it's not different." So that struck me, of course, because coming from Jean-Claude. And he said to me, "If I were you, now into innovation. You couldn't have done it without the base. You need that first step, but now is the perfect time." And I said, my answer was, we could do it in 2-3 years. He said, "No, you have no time. Either it's now or you will not do it." So I said, okay. So I called him the next morning, had a short discussion at home with my father. Said, "I had an amazing meeting today. What do you think?" I also agree. Called Jean-Claude next morning and said, "Listen, we discussed this. We're in. What do we do?" And Jean-Claude told me, he said, "Yeah, but first you have to have an idea." I said, "It's true. That's a good idea too. So I will come back in 2 weeks with the first idea. And then I will onboard you on that idea," which we did, thanks to my friend Pascal Bourquard, who is also here tonight, who had a great idea in terms of material innovation.
So you said the right name at the right moment. Like as if it was scripted, but it was actually not scripted. That's a talent. So I think it's the moment now to look also, now we've heard about all the inspiration and all the passion. Not that in the next part there's no inspiration and no passion, but we come to the production value and the production process that is here in Switzerland. And we're going to take a look together how this process looked like.
We want to create a material that reflects the spirit of the NORQAIN brand because it's a teamwork after several brainstorming where each one could bring his touch. The request was clear. Jean-Claude wanted to be first, unique and different.
Innovation enables you always to be first, to be different, and to be unique. And if you are first, different, unique, you cannot lose.
Ben wants a light material, ultra-resistant and colorful with a lot of specific technical things like biosource material. These specifications lead to the creation of NORQAIN after 2 years of development. NORQAIN is a material without any compromise. We took the challenge with NORQAIN to develop the best possible material which offers the perfect balance between density, elasticity and resistance for optimized shock absorption. This is a secret recipe that only NORQAIN and I know. But what I can reveal is that everything is done in-house from the conception to the delivery, which makes NORQAIN a proud Swiss-made product. Everything is different. There is no equivalent on the market, resistant, high performance, light, biosource, scratch-proof, scratchable, anti-magnetic and will not corrode over time. And all this with a beautiful aesthetics. It's also 6 times lighter than steel and 3.5 times lighter than titanium. I can hardly find a default with this material, and I am sure that it will become the new standard for NORQAIN, which match perfectly with the sporty NORQAINER and brand ambassador like Dean and his values.
La principale différence entre ce cadran et un cadran standard est son décor. Son décor a été réalisé par une technologie laser extrêmement précise et extrêmement longue en programmation. L'idée était d'obtenir une différence d'étage, de profondeur sur ce cadran, et on y est arrivé en réalisant des coupures de découpe de 5 centièmes par étage. Et on est très content du résultat que nous avons obtenu là-dessus. On arrive à trouver cet effet de profondeur et on est très content de ce magnifique résultat.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we're very happy that also Pascal found the time today to join us here. Let's give a big round of applause to the CEO of BIWI, one of the leading suppliers in the Swiss watch industry and centerpiece of the Wild One concept, Pascal Bourquard. Yes, always, always. So you're also welcome to take us. It's getting very cozy here, I have to say. Very cozy. Cushion's gone, very nice, but yeah, good. Ah, it's still okay. Huh?
Perfect.
We're comfortable?
Yes, perfect.
Good. So thank you, first of all, for joining us here. And you've been hearing us talk a little bit already. So Jean-Claude and Ben, they came to you about 2.5 years ago.
Yeah.
And what exactly was their request?
First of all, you have to know the story of this meeting. I was not aware that Jean-Claude will be in this meeting. It was like a surprise from Ben, and my assistant called me and said, Jean-Claude Biver is at the reception. And I was a bit shocked because I had an appointment with Ben, and it was the first surprise of Ben. It was a bit like a pressure for me because Jean-Claude is like a mentor for me because all this last year he make during 20 years a lot of innovation, and innovation is my world. So it was a big pressure, but this meeting was just amazing. Maybe it was the best meeting of my life. I will never forget because
I'm going to start crying in a second.
No.
There's so many emotions going on this couch all day,
yeah,
all night long.
It was a so great time. I will never forget this meeting because we share about passion, emotion, and innovation, and we was totally in phase about this project. And it was the beginning of the Wild One. And I think about this. When I think about this meeting, I think about it was like a puzzle pieces, and the Jean-Claude pieces was like an experience and the knowledge. The Ben pieces was like he knows exactly the product and its market, and by my side was the innovation. So it was just the perfect match.
And all of you shared the passion as
Yes.
well. You talked about NORTEC. This is this new material.
Yeah.
A little bit in the video that we just saw. Tell us a little bit more about it.
NORTEC is a difficult development, expensive development, during more than 2 years because it was not so easy. You can imagine with these two guys.
Yes, we can.
When I show something, it was every time like, okay, that's great, but maybe it could be better. And we have to add a lot of things, a lot of energy. I think during this development, maybe 15 people working the same time for NORQAIN, and it was very difficult. Two major points for this NORTEC material. The first one is about the carbon fiber. We have more than 40% of carbon fiber, and you cannot find on the market material with more than 40% of carbon fiber with colorful. And that was the first request. And the second one was about the biosource material, because of DIN also. And it is difficult to find on the market a bio-based material with big resistance and great aesthetics. And we do the match, and the result you will see after, but I am so proud and very happy.
And very excited. Everyone is. So was this the biggest challenge that you had while developing and actually doing the whole collection, or was there another challenge that you could say that was really the one where I felt like throwing it all away for a second or two?
There is a lot of challenge with NORQAIN. You can imagine for this crazy watch. To be honest with you, the first challenge was the emotional one. Because I don't want to disappoint these crazy guys, and that was the first point. And it was the big challenge. Do not disappoint Jean-Claude and Ben, because it is an expensive development. You just need to imagine that it's more than 14 tooling for make this watch. And the second one was technical challenge, of course. We have more than 14 pieces have to fit perfectly together. And some pieces are strong, some pieces are soft. And after the guy say, I would like to add some sand for Africa. So for me, this watch is like an engine. It's like an engine. And you can imagine if somebody say you have to add some sand on the engine. It was a big challenge. It was not every time so easy with my team, because I would like to thank my team.
Yeah, I can
and
imagine.
It was just amazing. I'm once again so proud of the result.
Be happy that you didn't have to develop a watch with me.
Oh.
Or not yet.
Never see?
Yeah. So, Jean-Claude, we're getting closer. We're going to see the new collection, Wild One, very soon. Honestly, nobody's watching, nobody can see us. How satisfied are you with the collection? Just between the two of us.
Between the two of us, I must say, I was amazed when I saw it yesterday. It's over my expectation. So, when something comes and it's new, and it's a new creation, and it's over your own expectation, then you know it will be successful. And I told him today the story. The success is there. We're gonna mark the year 2022 will be the year of NORQAIN, and NORQAIN is giving a new standard in the watch at that price level. So it's more than a creation, it's a new standard.
Ben, getting closer to revealing the Wild One, how do you feel? This is a huge moment for NORQAIN and for you.
Yeah, it's a huge moment, and I would like to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to everybody who's made this possible for us to be able to launch this collection today. Our retailers, our partners, medias who have been supporting us from day one and have been very kind in understanding that we're a brand that has to develop and that you cannot expect everything on the first day. So they trusted us that we will go there, and I'm proud that today we can give something back. And then of course my suppliers, I see the Karuba family there from Montremont, of course MRP Howard, BIWI, Pascal, thank you. We also have Weber HMS for the hands, and I'm proud it's 100% Swiss-made product, produced with friends and mentored with a legend, so I couldn't be happier. I hope you'll all love it.
So this is the moment, ladies and gentlemen, to take out your phones, open all the apps. I'm not going to say what they're all called, because are you guys ready?
Ready.
We've been talking about it for a long time, and now we're going to show it. Let's bring the countdown. So I would say at this point, first of all, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
The applause was there. That's always a very good sign.
That's a good sign.
And Jean-Claude already said it is already a success. So we're good. Good to go.
So
we can end it here. We saw the watches. Okay, bye, everyone.
We're missing one big one.
I know. So this is actually the moment that we welcome up on stage the production director of NORQAIN, Cedric Renaud, with a huge round of applause. Welcome,
Hello,
Cedric. Ça va?
Great, thank you. Wow.
So, welcome here on stage.
Thank
How proud are you
Thank
as
you very
well?
much. Yes, very proud, very nice product, incredible. Yeah.
Looks amazing.
Yeah.
Looks amazing, feels
Yeah,
amazing.
yeah,
I already know
exactly,
how it feels.
exactly.
Haha. So, tell us a little bit more about the concept and the development that you had.
Yeah, so first, good evening, everyone. Very happy to see a full house here at the Vernissage in Zermatt. It's great. I hope you enjoy what you have seen so far and heard so far. And it's not over, I can tell you. So, yes, talk about the concept and development of the Wild One. So, the initial concept of the Wild One was to build an ultra-robust, shock-resistant watch, a watch that has to be also very comfortable to wear and, of course, attractive. But that was not enough. Wild One is more than that. We had also to bring in innovation. Innovation in the material used. Innovation in the way we build a watch. And innovation in the possibilities to develop it for future development. So for us at NORQAIN, developing such a concept was a wild ride. So from the first sketches to the final product we are presenting here tonight, we have come a long way. So first for the team in Nidau, we had a lot of meetings, brainstormings, really to imagine and then to develop this concept, to do some prototypes until we were really fully satisfied by the result. Then we had to find the right partners, the right suppliers to produce these components. And fortunately, NORQAIN HQ is located in Nidau, at the heart of the watchmaking industry. So we were really able to find all our partners within a distance of 50 kilometers. And that was very important for us, to be very quick, very agile. We could go quickly to the factory to discuss with them, to discuss our idea for the development. And we can also discuss with them with the challenge they have during the production. So it was really a great collaboration with them. So I would like to take also this opportunity tonight to thank them very much for the strong support they gave us all along the development and now also for the production. So for us at NORQAIN, really this development was really like a kind of quest for a unique and ultra high performance sports watch.
Ultra high performance sports watch, that's what you just said. Explain to us why the Wild One is the ultimate high performance watch in sports.
Yes, that's a good question, and there is a lot of things to say about that. First, I think really the first thing that will strike you when handling the Wild One in your hand is its weight. So the watch is just over 80 grams. So that's approximately 50% lighter than a similar automatic steel model. In addition to that, and thanks to its shape, its very nice integrated rubber strap, you will hardly feel it when wearing it. Really, it's incredibly comfortable. So our NORQAINers taught us a lot about the importance of staying focused when you are engaged in extreme activities. So you don't want to be disturbed by any piece of equipment or anything you wear when they do their crazy things. So comfort, lightweight, very important for the concept. Now, if we go slightly more deep into the technical details and the shock absorption concept.
Can everybody see? Or should I move over here a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So?
maybe also. So I would describe it like as a 3-level protection concept. So as a first layer, the outer layer of the watch, you have what we call the NORTEC cage. So that the two big black plates that you see, the top plate and the bottom plate. So made of NORTEC, this incredible material, well described by Pascal. So ultralight, very strong, reinforced with carbon fiber, and also an incredible look. One important thing for the NORTEC, it has also some flex. And that's very important, because if you want to absorb the energy of a shock, if you want to dissipate the energy of a hit taken by the watch, you need this flex. And NORTEC has it. As a second level, you have the rubber shock absorber, the big green, khaki green piece. It's made of rubber, so again, an ideal material to really cushion the energy of a shock received by the watch. So on this shock absorber, we put small bumpers strategically located, and these bumpers works together with the NORTEC plate. So really, the both component, the NORTEC cage and the shock absorber works together really to absorb and cushion any shocks taken by the watch. Then, on a third level, you have the titanium container. So that's really in the middle of the watch. This container contains our movement inside. Titanium, again, very light, very strong, very high corrosion resistant. We equipped it with sapphire crystal on top and bottom, and a screwed-on crown with an overmolded crown with rubber. So fitted like that, this container is 200-meter water resistant. And finally, inside this container, we have our beautiful manufacturer caliber NN20/1, 70-hour power reserve, chronometer certified by the COSC, and with a reliability that is really well above average. So that's really this concept, the lightweight, the ergonomics makes really the Wild One a perfect watch for any extreme activities.
For any extreme activities, but you're also like, you can play tennis with it, you can go golfing, but you can also do extreme mountain biking.
Because
maybe
sure.
then some people think like, okay, but I only do golfing, so it's not the watch for me. So we have to integrate those people too.
Yeah, sure.
It's an extreme
absolutely.
sport,
So we also tested the watch. We did some shock tests up to 5,000 G. We did drop tests and so on. So this testing combined with the concept of shock absorption, the way the watch is built, the innovative way to combine new materials makes really the Wild One a perfect watch for any activities, I would say.
A Wild One.
Yeah, a Wild One, exactly. Yeah.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
And a huge round of applause for Cedric. Merci.
Bravo.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Excellent.
You can go and enjoy the rest of the evening. Not that we are not enjoying the evening, by the way. There's been a lot of highlights, I would say, this evening, it's fair to say. We just discovered the look. I already discovered the feel of the Wild One, but I have to say we have another huge highlight right now. We have the great honor to have a person here with us this evening who is an ambassador, is the ambassador for NORQAIN, but also developed the wild one with NORQAIN. And he's not just an ambassador. I think your life, your way was written for him. I really don't know how to say it. It's also, this person has my utmost respect, all of ours as well. He's only 29 years old. It sounds like this guy is 90 with everything he's done already, but no, he's 29 years old. He left Switzerland and he went to build his wildlife oasis in South Africa. And there he works with like really wild ones. I've already asked him like if I can come and play with him. He was like, no, not really. But this guy is really the incorporation, the living being of what NORQAIN talks about as a brand, I would say. And that's also the reason why he has 10 million followers on social media. He has every right to have those. One of the most interesting people that we ever had as an export from Switzerland. Here he is, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Schneider. Why do you get the rare? The rare. I didn't get a rare.
Because it's cool, I guess.
Okay. Well, now it's going to get really cool.
Hello,
Look
everyone.
At this, like a little family. Now you have to go. Yeah, exactly.
This way. All right, cool.
So this must be the easiest setting for you ever, because you're just sitting with humans for once, right?
Well, it's not that tough with the lions if they're part of your family, though.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So
Humans can be tougher. Yeah, they can.
And so we're your family too, so we don't, like, you feel
Yeah,
easier as well.
of course.
So, as I said before, there's no better ambassador for my life, my way, than you. But for everyone, this means something else a little bit. What does it mean for you?
That's a good question. Well, I guess, can you guys hear me well?
I think it's because
Hello?
we're...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess, well, on one side, of course, it means following your passion and being able to live your dream. But for me personally, I think on the other side, it's much more, how should I explain it? It's much more having the ability to believe in yourself and in your dream at times when no one else is believing in you. Because I believe that's the toughest thing. That has been the toughest thing for myself in the past and will be in the future, I guess, because support is of so much value. And if you feel you stand alone because what your idea, your vision for your future is maybe too crazy for other people, that's where, you know, my life, my way becomes a meaning for me personally. And I think that's the ultimate description I would give for that slogan, yeah.
What led you, though, to this mission, and what are your key values? Like you said, passion, believing.
So the key values of Hakuna Mipaka, they are pretty simple. We talk about love, we talk about family, we talk about courage.
A lot of love right here. Oh my God.
We talk about freedom, and we talk about loyalty. So there we got the 5 core values of Hakuna Mipaka. But then when it comes to the mission, I think the mission has evolved over the time. So when I started with it, I just knew I want to do something great for the planet. I want to give something back. I'm healthy, I'm strong, I'm young, I'm motivated. So I have a lot of, I just wanted to use my God-gift talent to do something good for the planet. And that was my deepest desire. And then this mission evolved over the time. First, you say you want to help animals because animals have always been my passion. But then how do you do that? The animal world and animal conservation is so huge. Like, you can help in so many different ways on so many different levels. And I think it took me a couple of years, actually, in the making until I found out what my true value is and what the mission is supposed to be.
I just have to ask this, like, how old were you when you started feeling like this is going to be my mission? Because this is not a normal mission. We have to say that. I think everybody agrees.
Yeah.
It's a very out-of-the-box mission, let's say it like that.
I believe the passion sparked already as a child, the passion for wildlife and nature. But I think to feel that I have the ability and to create that courage to ultimately do something, to ultimately change. Because I'm from Zurich, Switzerland,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
You don't really have lines in front of your
Nope.
door. Like compared to Steve Irwin, who's an absolute, you know, idol for me. He grew up with
them.
you know, crazy animals and exotic animals, which I didn't. So I followed a standard path. But along the way, I think when I realized that even though I was successful on my path in Switzerland, I wasn't satisfied. I was maybe financially successful to a certain extent, but emotionally, I still wasn't satisfied. It was often a must. You know, getting up in the morning, you have to go, you have to do, not meaning today I just do things which I love. I have a lot of things which I don't like to do a lot, but ultimately I know what I'm doing it for, and it's emotionally so satisfying that you just wave away the negative energy. And I think once I realized that the financial success was not the ultimate thing in life you're looking for, because people teach you that, you know? Like you look TV and you think you have to become rich, you have to have your business, you have to drive a certain car, you have to have, you grow up with this thinking until you have it, and a lot of people only have it at a very late stage in life, and only then realize, man, so cool.
I was lied
it's
to.
not that cool.
I was lied to.
Yeah, it's not that cool, and it loses its value very quickly. And I think that, yeah, that was it. That was the foundation for the spark, which made me change my life.
Wow, I'm very emotional right now. I'm sorry. No, I mean, we were talking about the fact that you have 10 million followers on social media, which with you, at least I understand why. You know, like
Okay.
social media for
Thank
me,
you.
I always had like a weird relationship to it. I kind of understand it with certain people, with other people, not so much. With you, I totally get it. Why? Because you also give such a great message. You do great things. But with so many followers, you could also be ambassador for so many different companies, but you actually are only the ambassador of NORQAIN.
Yeah.
Why?
That's what I'm asking myself too. No, I'm joking. The answer is pretty easy. I've always stuck to my values, and this is the only reason why I've become so successful on social media, because in a world nowadays where there's so many things fake, people do appreciate a lot of authenticity.
Yeah,
and you can only be authentic if you stick to your values. And NORQAIN was the only brand along the way in the past 5 years which came across where I felt those aligning values. And it was just, you know, thinking about NORQAIN or our relationship we have, of course, I can, what Jean-Claude Biver said, it's the person behind it, first place. Like, you know, the watch can be amazing for one, but not that cool for the other. But the person behind it, the values, what they represent, and also the step they made into a new direction, being bold enough, being courageous enough to say, okay, we're going to come off, if you work with us, Dean, we're going to come off all animal products, which we have in our watches. We don't want to produce that anymore. We want to make a new step into a new direction. And this is so bold, and I could relate so much to that, because I had to take a lot of risks too back in the day, even nowadays.
I just wanted to say, you actually take a risk every day.
And I think that's what ultimately made me jump onto this and say, listen, if there is a brand which I can relate to, where I can stand behind the people, behind the brand, behind every action they take, and behind the product itself as well, well, that's a brand deal. That's a true collaboration. This is a partnership.
Like a family.
It's not about the money. It's about the mutual conviction of a way of living. And that just matched, and that's why they're the only. I hope that somewhere in the future, there will be another 1 or 2 brands coming along where I have that feeling too. But until I don't have that feeling, I'm not going to jump on it.
Yeah, that's courageous as well, but also one can really see that values are everything.
Absolutely.
To you.
Yeah.
And it really feels also like that. Like when you talk to everyone here, it really does feel like a little big family.
It is. Definitely.
We feel like you're lions a little bit, no?
We are a pride of lions.
We're
absolutely.
taking care of you so that you don't miss them too much in the meantime.
Yeah, absolutely.
So tell us a little bit of how it was like being part of this whole design process and part of developing your watch. Because that's not something you do every day.
No, it was phenomenal. It was something completely new for me. I mean, I loved watches all along the way, but you know, I love the design of watches. So you can relate to certain colors or makings or surfaces, materials. But then really seeing how a watch is being made, the making of a watch. And then a complex watch like this. I've been so many times at BIWI with Pascal discussing things, and it took me a couple of times until I really realized what he's talking about when he's, you know, the index is this and that. And I was like, can you explain me one more time? What is the index exactly? And what is this exactly? And, and the bumper? And is this now, where's the sand going?
And why can I not put the sand where I want to put the sand?
Exactly. And it was on one side difficult, but on the other side so enriching, so educative, informative, and inspiring for me as well. And we had a freaking great time, I guess. Like, we had so much fun. Our meetings were always filled with so much positive energy. Like,
are you sure?
Yeah, of course we have.
Pascal was actually the one that had to put your sand and find how to. Now it's okay. He was having so much fun.
It's funny he's sitting in the middle.
Yeah, exactly. He's just like moving backwards really quietly, not saying anything anymore.
Yeah, but it was phenomenal.
And we heard it before, 10% of the incomes or the
total income, 10%.
Go to the Hakuna Mipaka.
Yeah.
So, and what does that mean for people that don't understand exactly what you do with that?
Yeah. Okay, well, first of all, this is going to definitely be a big boost for us, because same as every other business, even the foundation and everyone in South Africa had a tough time over the past few years, because people who would have donated a lot over the years, they
were scared.
All of a sudden, maybe they lost their job or their businesses. They had to step back and say, listen, I'm sorry, I love your mission and everything, but I have to take care of myself, which is totally understandable. So I had to find my ways through to kind of create additional income sources, which this is definitely one of it. And it will definitely contribute to a lot of projects we have going on. One of the biggest ones is the milestone where we want to move the Lion Pride to the back of the Hakuna Mipaka Oasis, which is called the Live Wild area. The past 2 years we were busy creating that Live Wild area, which is 150 hectares of pure nature. This is 1.5 million square meters, where the lions will be able to live freely and do their thing, do what lions do the entire day. And we are very proud about that, but it costs a lot of money, obviously, and a lot will definitely flow into that as well. And of course, I mean, we have a lot of maintenance costs and, you know, vet bills, medicine, food, electricity, name it. You know, it's like you know, it's
doctor bills as well.
Absolutely,
from one or the other bite.
Yeah, well, not for me maybe, but in between then, yeah, definitely. I mean, if you. It's taking care of a life. It's like having kids, you know. And if you
and you've got a lot of kids.
Yeah, and if they feel bad, if they are hurt, if something is wrong, you obviously want to take care of them the best way possible. And no one's going to do it for free, you know. Yeah.
So you're doing a great job. It's like super inspiring to just listen to you. But
thank you.
We talked a lot about how it was for you now to work with these guys. Now I would like to know how it was for you guys. We heard a little bit from you, but how was it to work with Dean?
It was a lot of fun. Dean has become a very good friend of mine over the past 2 years, and we had a lot of calls. Dean is not easy. That's positive feedback. He really knew exactly what he wanted, and there were a lot of elements that were very challenging, both in terms of design product, but also in terms of the sand. Pascal will maybe talk about the machine that broke, maybe not, we will see. But we had some challenges to actually get that sand into the rubber shock absorber. Yeah. So it was really nice, because Dean had a clear vision what he wanted. He wanted this adventure look, but he also wanted it to look good and not just be an adventure watch. Yeah. So that you could also wear it like and that's what I think tonight we can say the final result. I hope everybody will agree. We'll be seeing it soon.
We won't be seeing it soon. We will be seeing it exactly now, because this is it. We are here. The moment has arrived. Are you ready?
I'm very ready.
You're very ready. Everybody ready? Are you guys ready? So, ladies and gentlemen, here is Dean Schneider's his own wild one.
Yo guys, the game changer in the watch industry has finally arrived. In other words, the limited Hakuna Mipaka Wild One in collaboration with NORQAIN is here on my wrist. Now let me tell you guys a couple of facts about it, because this watch has been developed specifically in order to match with my extraordinary lifestyle to reflect my mission and at the same time align with the Hakuna Matata values. Now, because of its complex and super innovative making, as well as you guys can see the very unique design, it is limited to worldwide 500 pieces only and available right now in the NORQAIN online shop as well as any NORQAIN retailer around the world. Each of the Hakuna Matata Wild One watches come with a personally signed card, as well as 10% of the entire income goes straight to the Dean Schneider Foundation, and with that supports the animals on the Hakuna Matata oasis. To make this watch even more unique, special and authentic, it contains sand from the Hakuna Matata oasis, which I myself collected right next to the lions, brought to Switzerland, and they incorporated it into the watch. And for all the ladies out there, please don't worry. Even though this is a unisex watch, in 5 to 6 weeks we're going to present the more feminine version of the Hakuna Matata NORQAIN edition. And it's going to just blow your mind. So stay tuned about that. And for everyone else, get your Wild One right now before it's too late. See you then.
Yeah, wonderful.
So I don't think I really have to ask you about how satisfied that you are with the outcome of this watch, right?
Well, I guess that smile says it all, right? Well, the watch speaks for itself. Honestly, it contains everything, every aspect of my life in it, even the soil I'm walking on. It will match perfectly in every situation of my life. But what Ben said very well, I wanted to go to a nice, elegant dinner or event and as well being able to wear it. It was important for me to have the reflections in it, to look very, high class, but at the same time be sportive. And that was, it's like two completely far apart things. Gegensätze?
Opposites, and try to incorporate those.
And to put that together is almost always the most difficult thing. And
for Pascal.
Yeah, absolutely. And we managed to do it. And I've never seen a watch before on the market like that, especially for that price as well. I mean, obviously, speaking to millions of people out there, this is not something everyone can afford. But if you look at the actual making of it, if you look at where it comes from, the materials of it, how it is done, if you want great employment conditions and if you want good products, if you want sustainable materials, that all costs a lot of money, obviously. Yeah. So the product itself can't be a cheap watch which millions of people can just afford. No. And I think that's very important also to mention. It's all the values which go into that, the making of it, the innovation, the creativity, and also, how the performance of the watch itself, how it can perform. This is so high-end that I believe we're actually way too cheap. No, it's honest. Like, this is worth 10,000 at least, but we have our values, we have our mission. NORQAIN said they want to be in a certain range. We need to be accessible. This is also one of my greatest successes, I would say. Because of that, I have a lot of success in social media because I make the animal world accessible to a lot of people. Yeah. So NORQAIN tries to take the quality and the innovation and make it accessible to more people than just those ones who really have a lot of money.
Well, that's what Jean-Claude said in the beginning when he challenged us. And he said, you don't want to watch that they compare in price. You want to watch that they look at and say there's only much higher priced products that look like this. True. Yeah. This was really a big fact of the brief and then when we went into it. Yeah.
And we spoke a little bit about the sand, and we can leave it afterwards, but did you dream that at night, or was that something like, how did you get the idea?
Wow, I don't even know. We actually once, we spoke about it, like the thing is, after we really became very, very good friends, one day before I took the flight to Switzerland, I snapped a Strähne, how do you say,
a piece of hair?
Yeah, a piece of hair of Dexter's mane off, and I brought it to him, and I brought one to him.
And you wanted that in the watch?
We spoke about that then, and then I said, no, that's an animal product.
Yeah,
you can't do that.
No, you can't shave
you won't hurt the animal, actually, but all of a sudden people start shaving lions in order to create
Yeah,
products. You know, you can't do that,
I'm
obviously.
happy you guys didn't do that.
But it was just a very meaningful thing because no one has ever gotten a gift like that, and it's just a certain energy which
Yeah.
if you hold that, if you smell it, it's just crazy. So, and I have the fortune to have that, you know, every day, and they don't, but I see them as part of my family, and we have created that, and it was just a gift, you know. What do you want to give him? He has everything.
And no, I can say I sleep with lion. That's
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. and so then we said, but okay, but how can we make it more special and personal without basically using any animal products
Yeah.
or so? And then we came, I don't know, was it me or was it,
It was you. It was
me?
you, yeah, of
And then I came out with, okay, well, I have 400 hectares of property, and a little bit
little
of
bit of
sand
sand.
will not hurt nobody, and it will make it very personal and authentic. And I think that's a great asset to this limited edition.
It definitely is. So we've shown everyone, all 4 of them. The secret is out. And now, honestly, I know which one your favorite one is. You don't have to answer this question anymore, but the 3 of you, Jean-Claude, which one is your favorite?
The one I'm wearing on my wrist.
The one you're wearing on your
Yeah,
wrist?
it's a green. Yeah, it's green, black, and it fits me. I feel the watch was done for me,
It's your watch.
for my style.
Ben?
I have
Same.
today, but my wife stole my watch. So no. But I'm wearing also the green khaki. I have actually. I think the Bordeaux is something I really love, but it's not the best looking on me. I think it's more something for somebody who's a bit more tan than the English skin. But no, I'm definitely with Dean's and the khaki. It's the 2 watches that I think are the most sporty looking.
Pascal?
And for my side, the most difficult one for the production. So
It had to pay off at one point, right?
Exactly.
If I'm going to have to spend so much time putting the sand in it,
Yeah.
I might as well wear it.
I have to be honest, even though this is my favorite one, obviously, because there's a lot of emotions to it as well, I would wear any of these watches. Literally, they look all so great.
Yeah.
They have all the same making, you know, they're so robust.
We're very smart, the 2 of us. We're just positioning it so that by the time we leave tomorrow, we're just going to get the other ones.
Yeah, but
Right?
it's like
called product
right?
placement.
But it's really, even the Bordeaux one, I love it a lot. I told you on the phone already. And I think you can't do nothing wrong. If you are a lucky one who can get one of this collection, then you're
Hey, come on, guys, give him one tomorrow. Like, he really wants one. So we're talking about these amazing watches, but I can imagine that everybody would like to know when they're available. In 2 years.
No, of course not. And the good news is not only when will they be available, so they will be available in 2 weeks at retail, and we're on track. I can say we're really great team. I would like to say a big thank you to my team who's making it possible. I think the second step is also, of course, in terms of production. And there also, I'm really optimistic. We managed to produce a certain amount that will allow us to deliver a first batch that is quite important.
So, guys, I'm going to make some more place for you so that you can enjoy the little lounge a bit more. And I would like to welcome up on stage at this point 3 other ambassadors that have been with NORQAIN since the beginning, and they are as well the perfect reflection of my life, my spirit. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Stanley Cup winner and co-founder Mark Streit, Olympic medalist Michel Gisin, and local hero Andy Steindl. Here they are.
Yes.
So, if I can ask you all to take place on the other side of my little living room, I'm going to move in here, and I've got this microphone for you. So, I guess I'm going to start with you, Michel. Hi. So, welcome. Thank you very much, all 3 of you, for finding the time to join us today. You saw the Wild One collection. Is it a watch that we will see on the slopes in winter on your wrist?
We will absolutely see it. It's amazing. I have to say, big up to everyone that was involved. I'm just blown away. I'm so excited I can be here. I still remember the day we met in our living room, actually. At
Not
parents'
in
home.
Nidau for once.
No, in Engelberg.
No, it was, I think, Nidau didn't really exist yet.
Not yet, no. I told Michelle I'm still looking for an office.
And yeah, it has been a wild ride. Yeah, for me too. And I'm just so, yeah, excited to be here and to see everything and how NORQAIN evolved in these last 4 years. It's insane.
So we are very happy, obviously, to have you here as well. And now Mark Streit, we said before, co-founder. How does it feel now, 4 years after believing in NORQAIN, to be sitting here and knowing that not only it worked, but seeing the progress that they make, how much passion has been put in, but how much has also been coming out?
Well, it's been an unbelievable journey, and it's just a pleasure and an honor to be part of it. I think Ben and his whole team did an unbelievable job, and I do know on a daily basis how much they work, how much passion they put in the watches. So I'm just, it's all started basically with a friendship between myself and Ben, and it's kind of crazy. Sometimes I have to poke myself, you know, how far we came. And this is, you know, it's a milestone for us, and yeah, it's unbelievable. So I'm just excited and really happy, and credit to the whole NORQAIN team, and because this is remarkable. This is really remarkable, and I think unique in the industry, and I'm really proud of it being part of it.
I can imagine, and I had a little idea before they were showing like the system of what tests they made with the watch to see how resistant it is. Why didn't you ever think of like, you have the best man right here, just use it as a puck? How do you call puck in English? Puck?
Puck.
Puck. And then you see how strong this watch really is.
Well,
he has a good shot.
Now if he
maybe
says
we can
that.
do that in the future.
Well, you both, as we said, incorporate the my life, my way in a great way. But there's only one of you three that actually manages to run up to the Matterhorn with an American accent in 3 hours and 59 minutes, right? Very Swiss. 3 hours and 59 minutes.
And 52 seconds. Huh?
And 50, okay, but it's still just take 50
and
minutes.
back down.
And back down, yes. Up and down in 3 hours and 59 minutes. And if you guys don't believe us, we have proof.
Thank you.
Pretty impressive, I would say. So my life, my way is the way of life that NORQAIN has. What does it mean to you, this sentence, this claim?
Yeah, it sounds really easy to read this sentence, but it's not that easy really to live them, I think. Especially now, I think for the younger generation, they're all looking on TikTok and social medias and maybe looking for the wrong role model. So for me, it was really the point when I stopped to think what other people think about me, what I'm doing, and just to do it. And that wasn't really where I started to live my life and do my way. And yeah, I think that's everyone should have this slogan written somewhere in the heart, and not just on the watch. And yeah, what should I say? It's just I'm living my life. It's only one life, even if it's some risk in the mountains. And I had a few times luck, so that's even why, yeah, even more I try to go my way and not to follow other people.
So that's great. Also, again, very inspiring explanation. Michel, how does it look for you? My life, my way.
Well, yeah, we had so many inspiring people up here today. It's just always finding a new passion. Also, I try to enter every day with feeling and finding what drives me, surrounding myself by amazing people. I'm a very lucky person. I have very amazing people in my life, but I think that's very important. I think we heard that a lot of times today. I think that's very important for everyone. And if you want to live your life your way, you have to find the passion, and you need a lot of support. And I think that comes in every place where you go. You just need the right people to help you.
Mark, last but not least, my life, my way. What does it mean to you?
Well, maybe a little story. For the people that don't know, I used to be a hockey player, and
and a really good one.
That's funny. Yeah.
And I retired in 2017, and I was one of the first Swiss guys playing in North America in the NHL. I started out in Montreal, and the similarity for me with that slogan is I got to Montreal, I went to the rink the first time, I went to the locker room. It's one of the most storied franchises in hockey in history. And when I got there, I felt about this big. I felt really tiny, weak, and the only thing I had was faith. And the same thing a few years later, when me and Ben and myself went to the Basel World, and we told people about our project, and people looked at us and they're like, what the hell are those guys doing? And for me, that was the moment realizing that let's do it. Because you want to show people that they're wrong. And I had to do it my whole career because nobody ever believed in me. And it's a little bit the same story with NORQAIN. Nobody really believed in us, and now we're sitting here. And I think it's an unbelievable story. And I knew with Ben partnering up, I knew this is the right guy. He's a great leader. He leads by example. He's there 24/7, and he cares. I think at the end of the day, he's a human being, and I think all the employees, the workers, the team, the NORQAIN team, they follow him because he's just a good person. And I think that's a huge asset that we have in our company, and you can't find that really anywhere in this world anymore. And I think that's remarkable. For me, that's touching, and that's why I'm really happy being part of it. And all the people sitting over there, they're chipping in. Wild One, it's a team effort. It's Ben, his team, NORQAIN. It's Jean-Claude, an icon of the industry. He did always things his way, didn't listen to left and right. He just did it. And Pascal coming with the innovation, his work, his attitude, and his whole team from BIWI. And then we have Dean Schneider. Unbelievable. I think this is a unique team we have all together, and this is the product we were able to show tonight. And yeah, I'm just really happy and excited about it.
What great words! I'm surprised that you haven't cried yet today.
Yeah,
honestly, with all the compliments
I didn't know
you
like
got.
this was not part of the. You can imagine
No,
not part
really
of the
wasn't.
script.
I was like looking
thank
at
you
you
very
all the
much,
time.
Mark. And I think it's a great moment to say a huge thank you to the team. They've been with me through crazy times. They know that there's always 100% craziness in this company. So thank you very much, and a big applause to my team.
To the NORQAIN team. So I would say at this point, we can, while we're clapping, we can keep on clapping. Huge round of applause for our ambassadors who incorporate my life, my way at its best. Thank you so much for being here this evening. And this was it already. You can go and enjoy the rest of the evening and start drinking and eating. Thank you so much. So there's still a few infos that I need to give you, dear guests, for this evening. We've already made a huge round of applause for our ambassadors that took their time, but as you all heard, they took their time because they know why. It really, everything that happened today on this stage really feels like a real family because it is a real family. And at this point, I think the biggest round of applause goes to the part of the family that is sitting on this couch right now, from being innovative, from putting the love into it, from being courageous, from being resilient, from doing what you really feel in your heart and not listening to everything around you, what is happening and what everyone is telling you. These four people here have really proven that it is possible in today to do something like they have done, and they deserve the biggest round of applause of the whole evening. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Biggest round. And you can leave too now. I'm going to be left all alone. Thank you so much, Jean-Claude. Thank you, Ben. Thank you, Pascal. Thank you, Dean. You were getting all comfortable. You were getting uncomfortable on the couch. And as I said, I have a few little infos for you tonight to share. First of all, thank you all for coming to Zermatt, but I think I can say with a good conscience that it really was worth it. Thank you for celebrating with us this very special launch this evening and for being part of this great event that we have had. We invite our journalists now to discover the Wild One, our new collection in the jungle area that is right when you go out to the left side, and obviously all our retailers to grab their first drinks. That doesn't mean that the journalists are not allowed to drink, but and that the retailers are not allowed to go and look at the beautiful new watches. But on the left side, you have the jungle area where you can look and try and touch our new collection. So afterwards, the official part on stage is going to be finished soon, but that doesn't mean anything because as the name of the collection is called The Wild One, we all are wild, so it's basically the beginning of this evening. We're going to serve a little bit of flying food, drinks, as we said, and then there's going to be a DJ that is going to party with us till at least 3 o'clock in the morning for all the wild ones between us. And I see a lot of people smiling and a lot of people looking a little bit crazy and a little bit wild, so it's going to be lots of us. We started this evening with a big bang, and that's exactly how we're going to end it also. We're going to end this night in a memorable way. So last but not least, the Wild One had to be tested, obviously, and the perfect match is Andri Roggetli. Who better than NORQAIN ambassador and free ski legend Andri Roggetli to take the Wild One for a test run. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for all the energy you have put into this evening. And I will see you with my first drink in the hand. Have fun.